Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included Spaced Out DLC. We are here, it looks actually pretty good, we don't have as much polluted oxygen hanging around in the base. And in the previous episode we built this Dreckos farm, which is now slowly but surely getting into play. What we need to do is collect some oxygen within this oxygen mask station, which then hopefully is going to allow us to shear at least a couple of Dreckos in order to get the initial reed fiber we need for exosuits. Another thing that I would like to take care of is this polluted water. I would like to pump this all the way up here, so that's probably the first thing I'm going to set up. Let's do this right away. Liquid pump. Get that in the joint right here together with a liquid filter. Actually, the liquid filter I'm gonna set up right here so we have an easier construction. Gonna bring up this pipe right there. The excess is gonna go somewhere else, and the precious polluted water I'm gonna bring all the way up here and dump right into my tank. Obviously, this is also going to need a little bit of power, and since I'm lacking the materials for the most part, I want to go with the cheap wiring right here and a transformer. This will also be built and deconstructed a lot faster. Last but not least, a vent, and we should be done with that setup. Let's make sure this liquid filter is being built very soon so that I can set the filter and don't forget about it. We want to filter out polluted water. Absolutely amazing. Okay, that should be taken care of. Now, actually, another thing I would like to have is an additional sludge press. So I think what I'm going to do is move my rock crusher over. Actually, yeah, let's remove the kiln and the rock crusher and move everything over a little bit. Wonderful. We now have a whole bunch of Dreckos roaming around. The atmosphere, hold the phone. I might have a little bit too much hydrogen after all. It is now actually coming all the way down to the balm lilies, and of course we can't use that. So maybe we're just gonna set these up one tile further down, and that might just take care of our problem. Though this also means I would like to rearrange everything basically here and move this down a little bit further. That might be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Ah, look at them, they're actually eating up. That reminds me of another thing. We of course need to make sure they can actually reach this level, so we might want to seal this off here at this point as well. Yeah, right now they're actually trapped on these farm tiles, which is kind of hilarious. So instead of the ladder, we're just gonna have 2 more farm plots. Why the heck not? However, this probably means I want to replace those with airflow tiles, or we might even put them 1 block up, so the gap to the grooming station doesn't look that narrow. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna put this 1 more block up and remove these tiles. That means space heater still goes here. Hook this up with some cabling, and obviously we also want to replace the automation again. So thermosensor can actually probably go back here. With the airflow tiles it shouldn't be an issue anyways. In the meantime, we're already pumping up the polluted water. However, we have a little bit of brine in the way that gets filtered out. Should hopefully get better soon. Okay, next up, let's grab a little bit of oxygen from here, and all we have to do is basically output it near the oxygen mask station. Also, before I forget, let's add another sludge press, and then we need to replace our rock crusher right here, and then we have the space for 2 kilns, for instance. Nice. I'm just fixing up the plumbing here. The fresh water, of course, still goes into the freshwater pool, but then we're gonna have a secondary pipe that is joining this liquid vent, and that is coming from the secondary sludge press. And of course what this wants to produce is polluted mud and polluted dirt into polluted water forever. Now, as long as we're still pumping up some polluted water, I'm actually gonna deprioritize this, so they will tend to not use that machine, since we still have a lot of polluted water at our disposal down there. Okay, this seemed to have worked. I'm not sure if the chlorine actually gets used up, or the hydrogen at some point. We might have to deliver some more of it. There we go. We are pumping down the stuff, which means we want to enable this building again, the oxygen mask station. Wow, that was really quick. Thank you. And now we should be seeing some stuff accumulating here. Yes, oxygen gets filled up, and hopefully it's going to be enough in order to do the Dreckos finally. So that means I want to enable both of these buildings again, especially the shearing station. And as soon as we get the exosuits, it's not going to be as complicated anymore. There we go. Turner is actually already wearing a oxygen mask, and he's just dropping it on the floor. Is that how you guys do it? At this point, it's probably also a good idea to keep going down here. We basically lost all the gases we trapped at this point. And I'm gonna keep building fire poles, but this time around with copper, since we ran out of the precious cobalt ore. That is so weird. They keep making new oxygen masks and then just dropping them on the floor. So maybe for now we're gonna assign one of these masks to Ellie. I wonder if she's just gonna... yeah, she's picking it up right away. And now she's just carrying it around. That is so intriguing. This seems utterly impractical. I wonder what happens once the oxygen mask runs out. Is it just gonna disappear or is it gonna be an empty thing? There we go. Okay, it's disappearing. Okay, I can somewhat live with that. It actually seems as though the oxygen mask is losing the oxygen on its own, even if it's just laying there. This is so crazy impractical, I have no words for it. In the meantime, we're gonna keep on expanding a little bit for everyone who has nothing to do at the moment. We have some idle duplicants, cannot really tolerate that. Ellie is now finally grooming a couple of guys. She just lost her oxygen mask. So what I'm gonna do is tell her to get outside, and then she's gonna grab another mask that is more or less full, and now she has the time to do a couple of Dreckos and groom them. Man, I just want that Reed Fibre, come on. Okay, looks like we might get lucky this time around. Yes. Okay, she still has the oxygen. Oh, we did it! Yes! We got 2 units of Reed Fibre. I don't even know what's required in order to... Oh, we don't have the research yet. Totally forgot about that. We still need to go through 3 researches in order to get the exosuit forged. But now at least once we have the initial Reed Fibre, we will be able to add that 1 exosuit we still need. We just need a tiny bit more. I think that's already the 3rd one, and we have 6 Reed Fibre. I'm gonna do the last Drecko as well, and then we are probably gonna seal off this room for the time being. So all we have to do for that is disable the oxygen mask station, and I guess I can also disable this pump for now. I'm just gonna leave it in place in case we need it once again, but I'm assuming this was actually the last of it. This also means we can get rid of this equipment that I installed for nothing, and we're gonna make space for the future exosuit forge. Research is completed. Wow, my research guy is just so quick about these things. It is Nails, actually, yeah, she deserved a break. One more research to go though. Well, at the moment I'm actually fairly certain this is going to work, so I'm gonna redesign my system here a little bit, get rid of these and that pipe. Yes, we take the oxygen and bring it into the exosuits. And then right here, the leftover gases are gonna go over. We are gonna need another bridge here and then move these guys over there, just a little bit out of the way. This filter is gonna track pure oxygen. Oh yes. And I guess we're gonna extend the cabling. Now, this is not my permanent setup in order to fill up the exosuits, but it is gonna do for the time being. Oh, Ellie, how did you make it in here? I thought I disabled this building. That is mighty interesting. Actually, I do not worry too much about that. Let's just go ahead and deconstruct this station. We're then gonna bring the oxygen right into here, and we already have the power in place. Ah, there it is. Atmosuit is unlocked. Wonderful. Utilities. No, that was within station. We want the exosuit forge. Let's have that right there. Damage overheated. Critter. No. Okay, I had no idea. Overheat temperature is 75 degrees. Now, why is this still not 60 degrees? It's actually almost reaching the 60 degrees mark. Let's maybe put this down to 50 degrees for the time being until we have better materials for this. This is not good. Let's disable auto repair for the time being. We might have to uproot a couple more of these balm lilies. At least 5 more should be good. It is now also time to open up my farms again. This wasn't working the way I intended anyways. The lower row always got served from the bottom. With that out of the way, let's just keep on digging down a little bit. Slowly but surely gather more materials, explore locations, etc. Time for our first Atmosuit checkpoint. That is gonna go right there. And of course we also need a Atmosuit dock. And we should never run into issues anymore with this. I'm gonna build a Atmosuit out of copper, just 1 for the time being. It is Camille who is actually doing the... Look at how she actually crafts it. That's so funny. We got it, guys. Our first Atmosuit in the joint. Now, what's going on here? Of course, I disabled the pump, but we should now enable it again. And also, we want to deliver a Atmosuit right here. This guy. Do I have to sweep it? Yeah, let's maybe just give a sweep command. Wonderful, there we go. Oh, I'm so glad we got this out of the way. New printables. Maybe we get another duplicant. Digging, ranching, operating, tidying. No, not really. I'm sorry. And brine. I really see no use for that. Gotta reject it all, I'm afraid. I'm actually also gonna reclaim my materials from the previous episode. We don't need that setup anymore. Get all that power stuff back again. Yes. We actually also have a little bit of crude oil in the joint. We might be able to use that in order to fill up the refinery loop. So maybe I want to collect that somewhere for the time being. Let's just make a little pool here. Actually, that's not a good idea. Let's make it at the bottom somewhere. Maybe here. And this way I can make it large enough. So we definitely have the space for everything we want to put in there. And we're also going to need a bottle emptier. With a little bit of time on my hands, I actually want to expand this a little bit and bring the extra gases a little further away. This should also push more pure oxygen into the pump's direction. With all that out of the way, it's probably time to work on our unlimited food storage. Now, I don't want to make it completely unlimited. What I would like to do is have a pressure sensor or a weight plate. And we're actually going to exchange this tile right here in order to determine how much food we have. Because at some point, we truly want to stop farming, right? Gene, are you freaking kidding me? Oh man, this is... You guys are just driving me insane. Obviously, we also want to keep on building on the other side, so I'm just gonna go ahead and initiate that. It seems as though they are really quick about things. Now, where is actually all the chlorine we had at some point? Oh, it dropped all the way down to here again. That is interesting. So since we leave more space for the carbon dioxide, the chlorine is also dropping down. This means if I just keep on building, we should actually be good. This here is going to be this tile, which means the fire pole should go right next to it, right there. And then on this side, we're gonna have another ladder and then another 3 tile. So I'm already gonna start working on that shaft as well. Ah, intriguing. Balm lily flower is actually also an industrial material, but we wanna store the reed fiber in there. Copy this over to my other dispenser. Okay then, let's freaking do this. The first thing I probably want to do is deconstruct this fridge. And then the next thing is the automation. So we're gonna have some stuff here. Everything that is being cooked is going in there. There's nothing in here that isn't being cooked before that. So that is absolutely perfect. This essentially means we can set up an auto sweeper, for instance, like so. That should be good. And then we are also gonna need a conveyor receptacle. No, actually, we are gonna need a conveyor loader that we're gonna place like so. Last but not least, conveyor rail going all the way up here into this tile. Now, we could think about just leaving this carbon dioxide. However, the better option would be chlorine. The question is just, how do we get the chlorine in there? We first have to destroy the gases. Let me see. We might be able to do that by constructing a tile here and then at the bottom as well. And you know, maybe another thing I might want to do is set up a light here with a duplicate sensor. Let me see. That is not covering the egg station. Actually, I should be able to build it right here as well. So this should be covering both of the stations, hopefully at least. Gonna add some automation wire to this, and obviously we're also gonna need power. We're going to need power for the sweeper anyways. Okay, now we should be able to build this tile right here, and after that's built, the carbon dioxide should be destroyed and we should be able to establish a vacuum in there. There we go. Okay, I think that actually worked out. So let's deconstruct these 2 tiles again, or are we just gonna leave it at 1 tile? Yeah, I think we might be able to just leave it. Wonderful, we got a vacuum going on here, so let's set up a gas vent with a bunch of pipes, and then we need to think about where to grab the chlorine from. Probably from here somewhere. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this differently so I don't have to do an entire setup here. What I'm gonna do is remove this tile again, and then we're gonna temporarily store some bleach stone in here. So all I have to do is build another storage, and then I'm gonna tell this storage to only have priority 8. Wonderful, got that in place. Bleach stone priority 9. Let's bring some over here. And you know, we just need a tiny amount of it. That should already be good. Let's set it to priority 8 so nothing gets exchanged anymore. And we have chlorine in here. I'm just gonna let it accumulate a little bit, but we don't need that much of it. The chlorine, of course, is going to destroy any germs that should be left over in the food, and it's also going to be a sterile atmosphere. Oh no, for some reason all of my food has been pushed over a little bit. That, of course, is not very good. Anyways, I want to make sure this building here that requires special work has some priorities. We do have a worker capable of that, the mechatronics engineer, but his or her priority might not be that high. We're almost at 500 grams of chlorine. That should be enough. Once we add this tile again, it's going to be approximately 1 kilogram. And there we go. You go ahead and build that tile again. We sweep everything up, and then we can finish the construction. So that's going to be conveyor rail up to there. And we also need a conveyor chute, obviously. Oh no, I totally forgot to build a pressure plate here. Hopefully I can do this diagonally. Should be possible, theoretically. Okay, there we go. Time to replace this tile with a pressure plate. Well, I actually first have to remove it. There we go. Weight plate. Wonderful. And this will actually lead to the cooking station probably, but it might lead to various other things such as these doors. I will have to think about that. Camille, come on, please, where are you? What are you doing? She is working on these machines. Actually, let me check her priorities right now. Camille, operating priority, but you should also be building priority. Okay. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, that did the trick. Ellie still didn't have improved carrying. That's one skill I want to add for her. And then other than that, everyone else should be fine. They have all the tools they need, so I'm not going to exaggerate with giving out the skills. Hold the phone. Where the heck is my Atmo suit? Where did that go? Atmo suit? Can I check on that somehow? Ah, it actually got delivered here. This is crazy. Clothing, Atmo suit, and yeah, we don't want the clothing here. Okay, I get what went wrong. Oh, I just noticed we have absolutely no more mud. 0 kilograms. This is insane. We started with so much mud. You know, in this case, we might actually have to start filter out the polluted water and run it through a water sieve. This shouldn't be an issue theoretically, but it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and set this up sooner than later. This also needs power. That's right. So maybe we can set it up right next to the first one. Why the heck not? This should work out fine. We're going to have polluted water coming in here from this side. And then the fresh water is gonna come out here and actually hop over there. It's gonna go all the way to here, up there, and it's gonna drop into our tank. So all of this isn't going to require any automation whatsoever, since it's clogging up as soon as the fresh water tank is full. We should also be able to easily power everything. Pipes are set up good, so just a couple of bridges to go. This is gonna hop over here, join that, hop over there, and hop over here. Yeah, this should actually do the trick for us. Just a bit more wiring. Beautiful. Wait a second, I'm taking way too long to build this. Where did our food go? Let me just store everything in here for the time being. I think I just messed up a little bit. We want to go ahead and with this conveyor loader, we want to do some edible stuff. Everything that we actually cook. Omelets, pacu fillets, and the swampy delights. They all go in here, and we're actually going to allow for manual use and make this rather important. The reason I want to set this to priority 9 is if there is any food dropping down on the floor where this auto sweeper is not, the duplicants are still gonna bring it over here. However, usually the auto sweeper is gonna be much quicker. As soon as something drops on the floor, it's gonna be picked up and the duplicants are not gonna waste their time getting there. Now Camille, for my taste, is not hurrying up enough at the moment, so I'm gonna set the building priority to really high, just briefly. And then hopefully she's gonna finish that system. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Should have done that a long time ago. And just 2 more rails. Perfect. Okay, that's done. Get back into priorities, not skills. Set this lower again. Okay, and then the weight plate we're gonna set all the way to 2000 kilograms. And we want to send a green signal as long as we are below that 2000 kilograms. And now it's time to banish everything out of the chest that is being cooked. Some duplicants are gonna run along, and there we go. We actually have this set up. The food is getting into the chlorine chamber. In the process, we lost a little bit of barbecue that has gone stale, so we're gonna sweep that up. Oh, of course, we cannot allow manual use for this, otherwise the duplicants are gonna pick up the food from here and just transport it over again. That does not make any sense whatsoever. So what we want to do with the barbecue, of course, is compost it. No, liquid intake. What are you talking? Are you serious? Okay. I'm probably also gonna set up another bottle emptier here for the pure water that we have laying around every now and then. I'm also still dealing with everything that is being melted, and actually we could now theoretically pick up all of that oil and put it right there. So crude oil, I want to collect you right here. Let's do just a normal priority. I'm not too much in a hurry with that. Now to actually finish this, let's drag an automation wire directly to the cooking station. And this is then going to be turned off, therefore creating less food overall. However, this is not necessarily a good solution. The farms are still going to be tended to and we're going to waste polluted water. We're going to have to figure out a nice way to actually deal with that. There we go. The water sieve is actually doing its job and we're filling this up. Now, we might want to be careful with this a little bit. Yeah, I might want to set this 1 block lower so we don't risk any overflooding. In the meantime, as per usual, we're gonna keep on digging and building, expanding, claiming the world for ourselves. Let's actually see the system in the works. Yeah, this is being picked up really quickly. Going into the chlorine chamber, we should never have problems with the food decaying anymore. thinking about it, we could actually get rid of that notification just placing a cable on the power slot there. It's not gonna be powered, but the notification should be gone. Ellie with another skill point, improved carrying too, obviously. Okay, that's what I like to see. Still lots of polluted water, and we should have an unlimited amount of fresh water now with the new system. We have plenty of food, and this number is still gonna grow. So the only thing we need a solution for is the farms actually here. I don't want the farms to be running all the time. One way we might be able to accomplish this is by moving the pitcher pump over, and then we have the space for a couple of tiles here at the bottom in order to seal this off. Oh no, we got someone trapped. Gene. It's always Gene, I tell you. There we go, problem solved. And now the next thing I'm gonna do, actually I'm gonna remove this tile, possibly this one here as well. We are also gonna remove the 2 farm tiles on the right side. We're then gonna build up a ladder and possibly set a door. Let's say pneumatic door is gonna go here and let's actually put it on the top. So right there and there, wonderful. Bring this ladder all the way up. Now what I'm gonna do is close off these doors as soon as we have enough food. This way the farm isn't reachable anymore with this new row of tiles. And then we're going to restrict the direction for these 2 pneumatic doors, so they can only go out but not in. This way what we should be able to do is carry on with our automation wire. And what we want to do is bring this all the way down to our 2 pneumatic doors here. And they're gonna be closed off as soon as the weight plate registers 2000 kilograms of food, therefore rendering the farm unattended. Oh no, I just noticed I only replaced the notification with a different one, maybe even more annoying. And of course, as usual, in the meantime, we're just gonna keep on digging and digging. This is actually going really quick at the moment, and I'm also glad we managed to push the chlorine a little further down. Now at this point I think I'm just gonna accept a duplicant that has quite good stats, but not really anything specific. So that means Ari is probably going to be our next duplicant. No, he's definitely gonna be our next duplicant with priorities in piloting actually. So Ari is gonna focus on the rocketry, and then everything else I'm gonna leave to the default until we need him to do something else. We're also directly assigning him the rocket piloting skill. And then finally is gonna require a bed, I think. Yeah, we already have unassigned beds. We should also have enough mess tables. So the last thing we need to do for him is probably put him into shift 2. Yeah, right there. You're gonna be shift 2. What is he doing? Is going to take a nap? Okay, that was a really short nap. Wonderful. I feel extremely comfortable at the moment, so I think this is a good moment in order to wrap up the episode. Don't forget to leave a like or a comment, and even better, please subscribe. This would just absolutely make my day. At the moment, I'm so happy, so grateful that I can deliver you something you are actually interested in. And it would be absolutely amazing to get more people to subscribe who are regularly watching. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.